Make the ground shake.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. That's right, welcome back to the Pug Podcast, episode number 9. And I think we actually have a problem with this podcast because we're recording on 2 different days every other week. So, and let me explain here. We're recording the odd episodes on Sundays, and lately we've been recording the even episodes on Mondays, which is, like I said, kind of weird. We're not doing this on purpose. It's just a lot of people have been, doing their own thing as of lately. So we've been kind of a little bit scarce with recording. But like I said, you know what happens. And as always, I don't like doing anything by myself. I just don't. I would feel so awkward if I actually did something like did a whole show by myself, which I would actually run out of topics to talk about here in the next 30 minutes. But anyways, guys, welcome to the show. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. And today is May 17th, 2020. So we are in Splatfest week. That is absolutely correct. We are in Splatfest week. If you guys are huge into Splatoon 2, and anything like that, I hope you guys are ready because Splatfest is back. We'll be talking a little bit more about that soon. But as always, I would have 2 guests with me, but I just have one. Mattman is not available currently because Sundays he's taking care of his kids. You know, like I said, personal reasons. That's completely fine, completely up to him. And Shadow, thank you for the host, man. I just saw that. But Penguinator's here. So what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I am doing fantastic as always. But you know, like I said, just positive vibes, keeping up the grind, all that jazz. But let the people know what you've been up to.
Been working.
Even in the pandemic, he's been working.
Yeah, I'm essential personnel. Damn it. But apart from that, like, if y'all saw my Twitter or saw Kyle retweet it, I was also working on that Zamazenta drawing.
Oh yes, I was just about to mention that. Yeah, that Zamazenta drawing looks absolutely insane. It looks freaking awesome. So you gotta give everybody the details. How long did it take you to make that? I know it said it took you like a couple of days or so.
Well, the reason it took so long to make it was not because of the level of difficulty or anything with that. It was just if I wasn't at work, I had a lot of stuff going on at home, so I couldn't sit there and just focus on the drawing. Total though, drawing and coloring in the drawing itself took maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. The background, I actually got from a stock. I didn't make the background this time like I normally do because I didn't want to spend time on it and I wanted to be lazy. And plus, I saw that background.
That's how we all are.
I saw that background. I was like, that actually works better with the drawing than anything I could probably come up with. So I got it from a bunch of stock photos in Pinterest.
Ooh.
And I just put that
Solid.
in the as the background.
Nice. Yeah, that you did an amazing job. If you guys haven't seen it, if you haven't seen my retweet on Penguinator's thing, definitely go check that out. It was a beast of a drawing. He comes in clutch with a lot of these drawings. So I think it was like you, and I think somebody else actually does really well with drawings too. I don't remember who it was exactly, but like I said, it's a pretty damn good drawing, guys. Definitely Penguinator on Twitter. Definitely go check that out. I retweeted it yesterday, so if you guys haven't seen that, go check it out. But games wise, I think actually I don't need to ask that question to you because I already know what you've been up to video games wise. Black Ops 3 Zombies, you've been on that grind too. And you actually got me to re-download it, so we'll definitely play together Wednesday and Thursday. For sure.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you've been on that grind, and I think you were saying that you were trying to complete it solo for, what was it, Revelations, I think? Was it you were trying to do that and like a low round best kind of?
I was trying to do a low round Revelations run and almost got it until I got disconnected with internet going out just one day before I go to work. But I had everything
I've
done.
had that before.
Yeah, but I had everything done. I did all the recordings. I had all the worms and got all the symbols, and was going into the first boss fight, or I call it the mini boss fight because it's not really the actual boss fight. So I was going into that right when it disconnected, and I was only around 11.
Yikes. And just to have that happen, and I wouldn't say Blundell, because Blundell's obviously retired from Treyarch. But that sucks, though, just to have that happen.
Give me a second, my mom's calling me. I'll be right back.
Alright, but yeah, I'll let you guys know what I've been up to lately, as Gas is saying some random stuff. That's his intros, he always does. But I don't think I've been playing a little bit of Animal Crossing, but not as much. I just usually, like, check on, my villagers, just go into the Able shop, see what they have, and then just, like, dig up some fossils, sell it for some bells and all that. So today was turnip day, so I stayed at my own island, bought them for 92 bells, because the way the whole turnips things work is the lower the bells, like, if you get it like between like 95 and under, you definitely want to stay on your island, just like buy them completely. And if you're like 98 or over-ish, or like the max you could buy them at is 110, but it's all random, so you can't really, like, debate on what the bells are going to be. You can't really it's just RNG at this point. Thank you, Shadow. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that on Twitter, I did catch some shinies on Pokemon. I was just kind of messing around with raids a little bit, trying to shiny hunt. And I actually snagged quite a few Pokemon, which the Gallet I like was pretty cool too, like the dark bluish color. I might actually use that sometime in the future. I don't know when I might use it, but I'll definitely be using it sometime down the road. I'm a true animal. Death Slayer said I'm a true animal. Well, I am a pug. I can tell you that much, though. But yeah, I think Matt was saying in the DMs also that he actually caught some, well, not caught, but like got traded some Pokemon. There's some shinies on Pokemon Home, I think.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I got traded a hacked shiny Charizard in surprise trade.
Well, like I said, it's just use it for raids and all that.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. I mean, you probably could use it for like competitive battles and all that, but Charizards wouldn't be the first Pokemon I would use, honestly. But anyways, so how are you guys doing? You guys doing fantastic? I hope everybody's having a great Sunday, as I mentioned before. So, like I said, it's the start of a new week. It's Splatfest, and like I said, I'll mention that here in a little bit. But I do want to talk about something that's been really been discussed as of lately, and that's the PS5 Unreal Engine 5 has been revealed. So they actually did like a I think it was Wednesday when they showed this, and they were going by detail by detail on how most of the Unreal Engine for the next gen consoles actually work, and some of that actually looks nuts. Like the graphics for it, just like the lighting, how you can like edit the lighting and all that. Oh man! But I don't know if you saw it, Penguin, but oh my goodness, it's just.
I saw it. If they improve the graphics by the time of release, it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, and it's only in the beta version too. But which is kind of shocking to me is that I think Epic Games got called upon just to actually do the testing. And I was actually noticing this on Twitch too, and everybody's, as always, and Penguin, you've said this over and over again, people were expecting, like, being so toxic, saying, like, oh, there's no new games out, where's the new games? I mean, come on, obviously, you need this sort of technology to create the games, and if you don't have this technology, then there'll be no video games, Like, people can be so toxic at times. And when I actually saw the trailer, I was just like, especially like right at the ending where the portal was opening, my jaw just like, my jaw was like open for like 3 seconds. It was insanity. Like, oh man, I like this gives me a lot of hope though for the future of video games for sure. And I was mentioning before, if there's no good graphics like that, there'd be no video games. So it's always one step at a time process, and I think Fortnite was one of the games that might be one of the few first games that are going to be on next gen.
Yeah, I think so. It's that one, and what was another one they were talking about?
Yeah, because it was
I
Fortnite.
think it's gonna be like
Fortnite's
right
obviously going to be the top one for
Yeah,
sure.
Fortnite, and I think this one's supposed to be released with like another Call of Duty or something like that.
I think Black Ops. I'd be pretty sure Black Ops Live will be next gen also.
Yeah, because if you think about it, that would be like just the like cream on top of the cake or something like that. How do they say it? Icing on top of the cake.
I mean, Jeff looked real. I mean, somebody was saying this in the chat though. Jeff looked really, really bored. He just looked really, really bored. Like somebody was saying that. I mean, it looked kind of funny though because he was the one that was hosting it, and it looked like he literally wanted to fall asleep.
Yeah. Well, it's like I think in a lot of cases when you have somebody they're hosting and they're like, oh, they're about to fall asleep. It's the boredom part is I think where it's kind of a mix. It's like they want to show you way more than what they're allowed to show you, and they're giving you like a really boring clip and like, here's how you do this. That's monotonous to somebody. But
somebody's gonna get mad over that. I already know.
But it's like if you let them show you like actually play an actual game and go through it, not just well, here's how you can change lights, here's how you can do this, then they won't be as bored looking. But same token, I get what PlayStation is doing because they don't want, say, Xbox to try and copy, like, oh crap, like have a graphics war, I guess you could say. And they don't want them trying to steal their idea for what to do by not revealing too much. So it's more of a intellectual property thing is why they're not showing so much.
Yeah, like I said, it was only like an hour show. And everybody was so, and I just usually turn Twitch chat or YouTube chat off when I'm watching these sort of things because everybody gets like so toxic, like, oh, there's no video games, there's no new releases and all that. Just shut up, be patient, and just enjoy what you're watching. I mean, you're getting something rather than nothing, you know? It's just,
Yep.
Oh man, sometimes I can't stand people like that exactly. And gas is all in 2030. They're going to insert a microchip into your arm and then play with your mind. Just like with Black Ops 3 campaign. That's what it kind of reminds me of a little bit when you said that.
In all honesty, it wouldn't surprise me if they tried that crap.
I mean, completely off topic. The whole BO3 campaign, I know we were talking about this before the podcast. I didn't even like the campaign. I mean, I know it was easy. Like it kind of made the difficulty, like the hardest difficulty, more manageable. I just didn't understand the story of it at all. I mean, I just got completely lost. I mean, I know it took place in the future, like very far into the future, but oh man, my brain hurt just.
To me, it was like what I didn't like about it was you had Black Ops 1. It had to me it had an awesome campaign during that, old past wartime era, and you had to fight. So to me, that was actually really, really cool to do. And then Black Ops 2, they started to veer a little bit into the future, but not too far. And then Black Ops 3, it's like way into the future, but the same characters trying to finish off their story. I'm just like, dude, how do you go from this to just a little bit more in the future, not by much, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's 25 years in the future, and the guy's still alive? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's just like because gas is.
It literally made no sense, like you said. How to me,
where did these characters come from, though? That's what I'm trying to think about. I mean, I still think about it to this day.
They were characters, if I remember correctly, from Black Ops 1 is where most of them came from. But for Black Ops 1, they talked to actual people that were vets or family of vets that were like the Black Ops groups during that war frame. And what kind of they went through, what were some of their names. And I think some of the names were made up, but they kind of like the characters were actually based on probably stories that vets actually told them that they went through, or as a POW and stuff like that.
And Gas, I was just mentioning that Gas was saying that Infinite Warfare was better than BO3. I actually absolutely agree on that. But I feel like the best overall campaign to me was it's like a really close little margin. I can't even talk. A little bit close of a margin between the Modern Warfare series. Like I would say the Black Ops and Modern Warfare. Well, not Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, obviously really great campaigns, but I feel like Modern Warfare 3 was probably like the best one to me in my opinion. It was just.
Oh, I really enjoyed
yeah.
that one. And the one that, like, the zombies mode sucked, in my opinion, because a lot of stuff wrong with it, but the campaign was a lot of fun to play and was pretty cool to me, was World War II.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I played a little bit of the campaign for I actually beat it already. I don't think I said by a little bit. I actually beat that. IW had a really good zombies, actually. And Ghost actually could have had a really decent... If they had a sequel for Ghost 2, I would have definitely played that. Like, Ghost didn't have a bad campaign. It really actually didn't. Like, if it actually had if they kept up with the story for Ghost, like, what's-his-face coming back, and all that... I don't remember his name, though. But, what was it? Rorik, I think is who it was? Like,
Yeah,
if Rorik... Yeah, because, like... You think you killed Rorik, but somehow he, like, magically comes back to life, but God knows how, and then all of a sudden just bam.
Because it's in the script.
Yeah. It's in the script, because Rorik's just gonna be like... yeah.
I'm back, bitch.
But, oh, man. But that's just how I feel on that. So what are your guys' Modern Warfare? Just rank your... I know there's some people in the chat right now. Rank your favorite campaigns from Call of Duty. I kind of want to see this. So this is interactive, like I said. So if you guys want to do that, you're more than welcome to. But I don't know. I just never liked BO3 campaign. Like the zombies and multiplayer, that was fine. But campaign is just... I mean, the multiplayer aspect for the campaign was unique and different. And that was like the only thing that was cool about it. Where you can actually have like 4 people teaming up with you. But other than that, the story-wise, I was just... Even the campaign zombies was just... It was just awful. I think it was...
That's what made me laugh, where it's like, oh, if we add zombies into this, they'll really love the campaign. And I was
like,
and then
no.
was like, this sucks.
No. It was almost as bad as World War II zombies, just to put it out there.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And
but
and really, World War II zombies would have done better if they had focused and had a perfect blend of the horror factor that they went for, but also replayability.
I think, wasn't there one mission, like an actual mission, not like the zombies mission, but like the, I'm trying to remember, I think there was a mission where you were trapped in a house, and then the zombies were actually coming to get you, like,
yeah,
they could, like, I don't remember what the mission names.
Of it, Grosser House or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. It was like kind of the start because, if you remember it, when you first got into it, your train crashed, and then you had to. It was showing you basically. It was trying to show you how to do stuff, and after you got out the train, after it crashed and everything, you got the jolts to put on your character, and then you got a shovel, and then you worked your way to where you found some health, and then you went into the house and had to survive there for like 5 rounds until you had enough jolts to open the door and go to the first map.
Yeah, that was World War II zombies, I think. So yeah, but I was talking about like the BO3 mission one. But yeah, that kind of has some similarities to it too. But
oh, the BO3 mission.
Yeah, I think it was because that had BO3 also. All right,
that was in the zombies main campaign that they added.
Okay, so Gas is saying from best to worst, so you putting Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare Remastered, BO1, IW, Ghost, World War 2, World at War, BO2, and then BO3. He just put BO3. I mean, that's kind of interesting. You actually put BO2 as the second to worst on your list. That's quite the interesting. It's respectable. I mean, I I accept that, but
Well, I mean, everybody has a different.
yeah,
taste.
but everybody's got a different opinion, though. You know, it happens. I mean, like I said,
As long as BO3 was at the bottom, we're good.
yeah, it's just, oh man, I couldn't stand, like, I just couldn't stand that whole campaign. I just wanted to get all the trophies over and done with. Just bam, beat on the hardest difficulty, boom, done. Never touch it ever again. But go on to other news here before we get too carried away. Some Nintendo stuff I want to talk about here. So, I don't know if you guys heard, Paper Mario the Origami King just got dropped for as a trailer for Nintendo Switch, just completely out of nowhere. Just completely out of nowhere, just caught us by surprise. No mini direct, no nothing. Just bam, here it is. And I don't know if you saw the trailer, Penguin, but I'm just going to throw this out there. It does look so colorful. Like, if you're a Paper Mario fan, this is the game that you want to pre-order. Definitely, for sure. If you want to pre-order this game, if you guys haven't, I was going to say, like, if you never played a Paper Mario game in your life and you want to play one, or if you're, like, a longtime fan, this is it. This is the game. This is the game for you that you guys want to pre-order. Everybody is so hyped up about that.
Well, Paper Mario was actually a lot of fun back in the day.
Yeah, which one did you start off with, Penguin? Just to get a clear heads up.
It's been so long I can't remember.
It's been that long. I'll admit this right now. I've never touched Paper Mario, so I mean, and I know there's a lot of people that are.
Century. So what do you expect?
What was the last Paper Mario game to come out? Like, I want to actually try to look this up before the Switch dropped their.
I want to say it was on the 64, I believe.
No, it wasn't 64. I know that.
Did they have one on the Wii?
Covert Splash. Sean, thank you, dude. What's up, man? You're kind of. And be sure, be sure your voice is shared so that way people can hear you. Yes. No, it's all. I think we all have been, man. Oh my god. So yeah, so just go to party chat and you should know how it works, even though you haven't been on in like God knows how long.
Yep, go to party chat, try to find the settings, you can't find it, you curse it out, and then somebody tells you how to do it.
Yeah, Covert Splash. That was on the Wii U, I think. Yeah, it's been so. Colored Splash. I thought what did I say? Covert. I can't think.
Covert.
Apparently, Covert Ops. I can't think. I'm still on the BO3 topic and Black Ops and Call of Duty topic, but But thank you, man. I appreciate that. So let me guys know if you hear Sean. So Sean is our special guest filling in for Matt today. So he's kind of late, but that's okay. So be sure to like I said,
There
be
we
sure
go.
you're
I found the
okay.
setting.
Did you? Okay. So Kyle.exe stopped working, exactly. But yeah, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Like I said, vibing, surviving, and winning. That's all we're doing at this point, especially in this pandemic.
Absolutely. But thank you for inviting me. I very much appreciate it.
Yeah, so like I said, we needed a special guest replacement host for Matt, at least for this week. I don't know what your schedule's like going to be for the rest of the week, but like I said, Matt is taking care of the realest of MVP, Alex, and the not-so-much GOAT, Andrew. He's not a GOAT!
That's still funny.
I still laugh to this day. Every time I look at that 10K video, I just see Matt's thing in there. He's not a GOAT! Oh, Alex and Andrew, shout out to you guys. This episode's for you, though. So let me ask Sean. Let me ask you, man. You're pretty hyped up for this game. So give me a rating. How you think this game is going to turn out?
Oh, the newest Paper Mario?
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's tough because I have to say, Kyle, the last one I played was probably Sticker Star. My youngest
Sticker
brother
Star.
got it for me
Oh, okay.
on the 3DS back in...
Everybody was saying that was so terrible, though.
I mean, even though I got it as a gift, I thanked him profusely for it, but honestly, I couldn't play it for more than an hour or two. To me, it lacked a lot of the charm that the original 64 game that I played a lot of and Thousand Year Door had.
Yeah, everybody and their mother played Thousand Year Door. It was
Yes.
Everybody said it was amazing.
And I'm kicking myself because I never finished it, so I'm really hoping that they remaster it.
Hey, this is the year of the Mario, man. They'll definitely be dropping some stuff here before we know it. Like, you know, with Nintendo, they usually nowadays they just drop things out of nowhere. It's just like no direct, no nothing. Bam, here you go.
Oh yeah,
here's a trailer.
Absolutely. And that was so out of nowhere too, but I'm not complaining. I mean, art style wise, it looks gorgeous, and I'm really hoping they can
100%.
I'm hoping they can capture some of what the older games are like, because I don't know if you know this or not, but the Paper Mario series was kind of a spiritual successor to one of my favorite Super NES games, Super Mario RPG.
I have never. I was gonna say I've never played that. I actually do want to.
They retained the rights to a lot of the characters and themes, so they really had no choice but to enlist intelligent systems and create their own thing. So, the Mario RPGs in general have been some of my favorite games, whether it's Super Mario RPG, whether it's Paper Mario, or Mario and Luigi on the Game Boy Advance onward.
Yeah, I have never played Super Mario RPG personally, but I would definitely like to at least get a chance to actually play it sometime in my life. Because Penguin, have you ever?
It's a solid RPG. Absolutely.
Yeah, Penguin, have you played it before?
I think so.
That was probably a long time ago.
Yeah, like, I mean, you're talking about stuff like back in the 90s.
That's like, oh man, we were 90s kids growing up. I was born, let's say, late 80s. Yeah, I was definitely a 90s kid, for sure. But I can't believe...
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that was why.
Yeah, 85 here I was born.
Yeah, so you guys are a couple of years older than me, though. I know that. But, yeah, I can't believe that's a game I never played during my time. So I'm just thinking, like, looking back on games I never really played. Like, you know, this game, Chrono Trigger, was another one. There was another, I think, yeah, I recently got onto SNES Metroid, Penguin's favorite game of all time, on the SNES.
Super Metroid is definitely a gem, and that suffered from being a very late SNES game when the 64 was right around the corner, so I'm glad to see it got the recognition it did nowadays.
Yeah, and I'm just going to...
It's one of the better Metroids.
Definitely.
But I'm going to be honest here, like, I can't believe, like, for the Switch Online, it's just they don't have those games like Chrono Trigger, you were mentioning Super Mario RPG, and of course Donkey Kong Country, and they actually added more games to the Switch for SNES Online, for Nintendo Switch Online, but nobody just seemed excited for that. I'm just going to throw that out there. Just like, I looked at the games, I'm just like, what in the hell is this? Like, what is going on?
Like, but, I know Square is probably holding off on letting those games go on the service because they're probably planning on re-releasing them at some point. So we already have such a treasure trove of Final Fantasy games on the Switch already. So it wouldn't surprise me if they started releasing the original NES, Super Nintendo games.
Oh yeah.
I really hope to see Chrono Trigger too, because, you know, as I mentioned a bazillion times in Rebecca's streams, it's one of my hands down one of my favorite games of all time. So.
Oh yeah.
I can't find, and it's killing me, I cannot find my DS re-release that came out in 2011, I think, because a lot of people, including myself, consider that the definitive version due to the improved translations, as well as some connective tissue between that and its pseudo-sequel Chrono Cross. So, yeah, I'll find it one day, but yeah, I'd love to see more of these games re-released.
You'll find it eventually. You'll probably find it like maybe a decade later. It's just like you're just going through. Oh, here it is. That's the thing we were looking for, man.
Because I'm not spending $80 for another copy or however much it goes for.
I don't think anybody does, honestly. It's just nowadays it's just like, here, we'll make you spend like $60 for a remastered game, and then all of a sudden spend an extra $20 for like the deluxe edition. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm good with the regular price. I think the last bundle I bought for a game, and this is like completely different. This is like on PS4. I think it was the Black Ops 3 edition, like the when you pre-ordered the game, you actually got the giant for a Doris remake. I think that was the last thing I bought for like any deluxe price games. But other than that, it's just no. I'm not buying any more since then. Discount. Was there a discount for IW and Modern Warfare? I don't remember. I honestly don't remember that.
Don't know if there was for. I know I sent you that one in case your disc didn't work for BO3. It was like $20.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out
which
then.
which the one for BO3 they've stopped, so now it's back up which it amazes me that BO3 bundle with Zombie Chronicles is still $60 on digital download.
Is it really $60?
Yeah, but when they had that discount, it was like $20.
Yeah,
You could've got it.
that is such a
And now
ripoff.
I think it went back up to 60. I was like, what the hell?
That's insane.
The game is it's hands down to me. The fun aspect of IW, which was just a lot of people put hate on it because of the bigger YouTubers, they didn't like it.
Yeah, because
problem-
everybody jumps on the bandwagon too.
Yeah, but the thing that they're not understanding with that is Lee Ross wanted it to be a chilled but yet challenging and to a certain extent fun zombies mode to play, not like super hard if you're playing solo if you're not a really good zombies player for like BO3 was.
Mm-hmm.
So it was meant to be fun, but to me it just had a lot of replayability, and the storyline that they set up for IW Zombies to me actually was very cool. You also got to have celebrities in the game like Hoff and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was actually pretty cool. But like, yeah, Black Ops 3 Zombies is so old, but yet still probably definitely one of the better
BO3 zombies, like BO3 is why I play zombies, because I feel like that's the best zombies on there, at least for me, like my personal opinion. But
it definitely set a bar. So then that bar, I'll admit, like I said, is really hard to reach, but that's why I judge different Call of Duty's zombies to their own game and not try to like, well, if I compare it to BO3, I was like, nothing's going to compare to BO3. It was so, which is why I hate people that's like, well, it's not as good as BO3. I was like, well, nothing's going to be as good as BO3. People need to realize it's the same thing when it comes to movies, it comes to comics, what have you. There's eventually going to be that one that here's the bar. Now you have everybody, we have to beat the bar. Well, the more you try to beat it, the less you're going to succeed at beating that bar. You're never going to beat it.
And this is why I say set your expectations low. If you set your expectations high, then you're going to get bummed. Somebody once said you're going to get bummed out with a lot of really bad results. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yep. And to me, that's why Deadpool 2 did just as good as Deadpool 1 is, because he didn't set out to try and beat the bar he set with the first movie. He just wanted to make a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
So, to me, that's why it did so good. And that's why sequels usually suck, because they're like, oh, we hit this hit this bar with the first movie, so now we have to beat it. And I'm like, you're not going to beat it. Quit trying to throw crap in there. just continue.
Everybody's trying to one-up each other. Like a Mario one-up.
Well, that's why the Marvel movies were doing so good, because they didn't try to beat the first movie that they just made with the character. They just continued the story.
Yeah, exactly. Sean, you're not a zombies player, are you? Let me just throw that out there. Call of Duty Zombies.
I'm going to thoroughly embarrass myself here and say that. Let me start by saying this: first-person shooters have never been my first choice in gaming.
Okay,
I think
that's
the
fine.
the last Call of Duty I dabbled in was probably the first Modern Warfare on PC. God, I don't even know how many
on
years
PC.
ago that was. Yeah. I was always more of a Battlefield player with a few of my close friends. So.
I got you. I mean, I played Battlefield before. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, they were fun games. Absolutely.
I think
Just
what
the
was
mass...
I think the last time I played Battlefield was the Battlefield 1 beta. Then after that, I never touched it since then.
Yeah, I think the last one I may have played was Battlefield 1, I think, which was the World War 1 game a few years ago.
That's where I played the beta on that for.
Mm-hmm. So, I apologize. I don't have too much of an opinion
like
on
I said,
the Call of Duty games.
It's okay. It's okay. That's not I asked, though. We like variety on the show, basically.
With that said, my cousin Jimmy did encourage me to download the newest one, I think it was, on my PS4. I just haven't gotten around to trying it. I think it's got like the Battle Royale mode and all of that, so... Whichever one was free, I just downloaded it.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got encouraged by a certain individual to make me play a lot of games this year, so you probably know who I'm talking about. But yeah, that's how I kind of got into like Undertale and Animal Crossing and all those other games though too.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, it's just feel good games. That's what I'm just gonna. Actually,
No, absolutely.
Undertale probably. It's got some emotional tear jerkers and probably will yank your heart out, but it's got certain sides though, like certain paths you can take, which is kind of unique out of all the RPGs
Yeah,
I played.
I have to finish that. And if we're talking about the
You
same
haven't-
individual, I think she got after me when I told her I got it on my Switch like 2 years ago, and I enjoyed the little bit I played of it. I have this real problem in the last maybe 5 years of having now that I'm in my mid-30s, having such a short attention span. So I just keep adding to my backlog when things are
Yeah,
on sale.
that's
and,
my problem
yeah,
too. That's
it
my
never
problem.
decreases.
It just keeps going. It's like the Energizer Bunny. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going.
Yeah, exactly.
I have Undertale on PS4, and sometimes I'll try to maybe do maybe a speed run or two every now and then, because I'm actually trying to go for 100% platinum that game, because I think the only thing I have to do on there is I have to donate like a certain number of cash to like the dog at Papyrus's house, like in his back of his kitchen. Because I don't think they have that for the Switch though version. I think it's just for PS4. Because I know Switch version is different from like PC and PS4 from what I've read. So
okay.
So PS4. I think you got to donate a certain number of like cash to like the little dog that's in the back where he has his own like little sanctuary area. And I think for the Switch version for Undertale, there's like a cat creature. I think there's like a cat creature you have to battle in like the back. I think it's like the same area kind of, but
Oh, okay. I didn't know there were version differences like that.
yeah, they're
Interesting.
actually. I actually looked it up like not too long ago, and there was actually some version differences too, which kind of makes the game unique in a way. And like I said, I actually got a good number of people watching me that day. Even like it was like on YouTube when I was playing Undertale on stream. There's a lot of good.
I know it's a very popular game.
There's even like few years later, still people will still tune in for that. There's a lot of people that enjoy those sort of games.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Easter eggs are endless. Easter eggs are endless on that game. I feel you find something new every day.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's like I said, like Easter eggs are everywhere. Penguin, like I said, not just Call of Duty. And we were talking about this with even like the Mario games too. Like last week we were discussing like if they remastered Mario 64 and put it on the Switch, and they added like a couple more, let's say a couple more levels, maybe like you guys remember obviously the DS version where they had more characters. Just like add like a couple more bosses just to rescue the characters and then like proceed. And then like Penguin was saying last week, like make it an Easter egg hunt. Like where you gotta find like a certain Easter egg just to move on to the next area. Like mix it up a little bit, which I would definitely be down for. I love finding Easter eggs in video games. Like if I'm not online multiplayer like on Overwatch or COD or something, I would definitely be on that grind just to find Easter eggs. I love any of those kind of things in general. Just like in video games are like probably like my favorite part. Like really, like even if it's like way back when, like Zelda, Pokemon Stadium. But Pokemon Stadium did have a couple Easter eggs around that. Like Mario 64. Majora's Mask had a couple Easter eggs also. It's just the little things in game I love finding. That's just me though.
No, I definitely appreciate things like that in games as well. Movies, whatever it might be. It's just nice to find them.
You can ask Penguin about anything Marvel related. He could just tell you, bam. He knows everything.
That's me with Star Wars. I've kind of turned into the encyclopedia with my friends after like 20 years of book reading. And oh my gosh, it's bad.
Oh man. But
So, if you're that good with Star Wars, was Jar Jar a Sith Lord?
It's funny. I've had so many people ask me about that. I have never been able to find any conclusive evidence that George planned it. Although I probably would have redeemed his character maybe a little bit. I don't know.
From what I remember with that, actually what was going on was it became such a fan fiction thing to where he was a Sith Lord, where they actually made an action figure, and that's when everybody's like, "Oh, see, it was true." I was like, "No, they just did that to mess with you."
Yeah.
I remember seeing that too, like a while back, and it's just that is brilliant. That's a brilliant way to troll people.
Yeah, and like I said, you have people that, especially with Star Wars, they're always looking for the next information or what have you, and then they dropped that toy, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's gonna be out. He's a Sith Lord." I was like, "No, that's
Yeah, no.
And speaking of Star Wars, actually, you're huge on the Clone Wars. I've noticed for like the past, I would not say days, but like weeks and weeks. You've been talking about that Mandalorian, Clone Wars, you name it.
Yeah,
So
I'm absolutely a huge Star Wars fan, and you know, even though since the Disney buyout, you have your hits and your misses, I have to say, like, I'm usually a person who focuses on the positive, and the Clone Wars, like that, we actually got a last season for a show that got canceled back in 2012, 2013.
That's I remember that was the last time I watched it too.
Yeah, it was just a treat because the last season 6 before this, came out on Netflix after Cartoon Network lost the rights to it, I believe. So, I mean, a lot of people complained about the first few episodes of season 7 on Disney Plus being kind of filler, but I have to tell you, the Siege of Mandalore, which is the last 4 episodes, were some of the most top-tier animation I have ever seen, and the 4 episodes could be edited into an animated movie. They're that good.
That's what I saw online too. Everybody's saying it was so amazing.
It was emotional. Like, Dave Filoni, the guy who's behind the animated shows and some episodes of Mandalorian, he knows how to gut punch me. That's for sure. I haven't recovered from it fully.
It's just a straight up gut punch that's like mentally there and just scars you for life. I've been there.
Well, because we knew. I mean, it's not really a spoiler since episode 3. We knew Order 66 was coming for years in the show, and then it got canceled, and like seeing it after they, do it exactly. Seeing like how they've established. Dave was insistent on establishing each clone as their own person. You know, it's like just seeing it come. It's like, I have to let you guys see it in person, but it was some top-notch storytelling for sure.
I've actually seen a couple of things online where they actually go through like some of the clones that were affected by it. Some of them didn't even want to go through Order 66 or follow through it. I don't remember some of the names of
I don't want to get into too much spoiler territory for your listeners here, but
it was more canon.
Spoiled in Rebels.
Yeah, it was. I think it was more canon than anything else, but I don't know. That was just me. Just looking it up online.
Yeah. Well, let me just say this: Order 66 it's compulsory. I'll say that much. So that's all I want to get into. For those who haven't watched the show, so.
And if you haven't watched the show by now, then get out of the rock you're under. And actually, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the whole season yet, so I probably need to look it up on YouTube.
If you haven't watched the show, you suck, but I haven't watched it either.
I suck too, apparently.
It's all good. It's all there on Disney Plus. So, and I ended up with 4 years somehow. So
4 years of that? Really? How much is 4 years on that?
So what happened was, if you were a member of the,
when you hit the button.
If you were a member of the D20 Club, which my wife somehow was through her debit card through Chase Bank, she automatically became, because she's got like a 101 Dalmatians debit card through Chase Bank, so automatically gave us some D20 membership. So I was able to get the 3 years at a heavily discounted price. And then Verizon threw in another year, which suspended my 3 years. So I ended up with 4 years of a streaming service, which I've used for all of 2 shows.
So basically, you just got it for free then.
More or less. I mean, again, it still costs money, but it was heavily discounted. So yeah.
Well, like I said, as long as you get at a discount, then I wouldn't be complaining at all whatsoever. I wish it was that simple for, but penguins all but anyway. So back to the Paper Mario game. So
sorry to derail that there.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, it happens a lot on this show. We go off topic all the time. We even go off topic like during the past shows. With Cowboy Nick. Like I said, Cowboy Nick, love you, man. You're my late best friend. God bless your soul. Cowboy Nick, don't you stop, Cowboy Nick. Yeehaw! That's for you, man. But that's what he would do. No, that's what he would do, though. That was his catchphrase every time we would go on shows together. Like, hi, yeehaw! He would be so hyped up, it'd be insane. That's how he was the man in all of our hearts. But, back to Paper Mario here really quick. So, my rating for the trailer, like, if I wanted to give it, like, an actual early rating, it's definitely a 9 for me. Like, 9 out of 10. Obviously, 10 being the best. I give it a 9.2. That's kind of, it's going to shock a lot of people in here, but to me, the color design, like Sean was saying earlier, it was just so gorgeous and beautiful. And And again, I'll be the one that I've admitted this before earlier. I've never touched a Paper Mario game. I've never touched a game in the actual series, but am I going to maybe play this down the line? No question. This is like one of the games I actually do want to play in my lifetime. Like, just to experience it, you know, firsthand. Like, how does it differ from the actual Mario games? But yeah, you guys know where I'm going with that, though.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just hoping that they don't water the RPG elements down too much. Like the
yeah,
first
that's
two
what I was
games
gonna say.
had
The elements,
they
like
had
the different
traditional
elements.
level up. Yeah, they had the traditional level up system, new abilities, stuff like that. Whereas, like Sticker Star, and from what I hear from Color Splash, it was they gutted almost all the RPG elements entirely, which kind of why make it a role playing game whatsoever.
But yeah, Penguin, are you considering on getting this game?
Yeah. After I watched the trailer, which
You haven't seen it yet, really?
no, I've been working and I've been
Okay,
gone.
that's okay. Fair enough. Fair point. But yeah, once after the show though, you'll definitely have to check it out because,
Yeah, I'll check
like I
it out.
said, there were some Easter eggs that I noticed with that game too. That they said like everybody was so hyped up, like, oh, Metroid confirmed, because they showed the Metroid helmet on Mario. I think it was Mario said they had it. Oh, Metroid's confirmed. It's confirmed, man. Everybody was saying it all over the internet, like, oh, they're gonna have the Metroid remastered series. Donkey Kong was in like the corner right-hand side of the screen. Donkey Kong Country Remastered confirmed. Oh, sometimes I just love the internet and its silly tales, but I think personally, I would definitely see. I know I'm not really a Metroid person on this, but yeah, I think Penguin's more the Metroid person than I am because you were on the because you obviously you love Metroid, SNES Metroid for the probably one of your favorite games of all time. But I would say like I would definitely see like a possible remastered coming up for Metroid. I think wasn't Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3, I think? I might be wrong. I might be. I don't know.
It if I remember correctly, it went the SNES, Super Metroid, and then Metroid Prime came out.
Yeah, Metroid
afterwards.
Prime was for the GameCube, if I remember. That was actually... I did play a little bit of that. Like, that was at a friend's house, like, long time ago. But I'm talking about, like, the Wii versions for it. Like, they were saying they were
Yes.
gonna...
Which ones?
Prime Trilogy was a Wii game.
Prime Trilogy.
They
yes,
re-released
that's
it
what I
on
was-
the Wii U on the Virtual Console, and I've been waiting patiently for the trilogy again on my Switch. I think
Didn't
it'd
that
be
bomb,
perfect.
though? Didn't that bomb sales, if I remember correctly?
I mean, the Metroid games have never been super strong sales-wise, especially in their home country of Japan. They've always been more of a Western-loved series, but
Yeah.
just the fact that we're getting Metroid Prime 4 shows that Nintendo knows how much the series is beloved.
And
I'd just love to know what's going on.
I think everybody wants to know what's going on, basically. But if this gets like announced, like any sort of Metroid game announced on the Switch, people are gonna buy it, hands down.
Absolutely.
There's no question about that because I mean it's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I remember correctly, because of how well they do over here, but don't really do that well in Japan. Wasn't there ones that like they only released in the U.S. instead of Japan because nobody in Japan bought it?
I know they definitely did release over there. Like I know the Prime trilogy definitely released in Japan. I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure
say
all
there
of them
was
have debuted
one
over
that did.
there. Like Retro is a Western studio, so they definitely developed the Prime games for sure. But I know at least Prime 1 was in Japan because there were some translation error differences between the final boss in the first game.
Yeah.
But yeah, they like I said, like I know the Wii U didn't do too much, like with with all the Metroid games. I think it was just that game that series that just got released. I think nothing else, if I'm correct. I gotta look that up again, but I know the Wii U, like I said, Wii U bombed. I think the only hot games on there were Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, and then obviously Super Mario Maker, the first one. I think Smash Brothers Wii actually kind of bombed a little bit too, if I remember, but not too much though.
I'm sure it did decently for the system, but
I was gonna
nowhere
say it
near
wasn't like
Ultimate's
too
numbers.
much. I think it was in like
Yeah.
the C average range.
I mean, 'cause the Switch itself overtook the Wii U very, very quickly in terms of
Oh, and don't
sales.
forget, it actually overtook the Nintendo 64 and the GameCube combined. We were discussing that last week, too, which, like I said, I think it might be the more superior Nintendo console as we've seen, over the, just in the past, I would say decades in just Nintendo's career. That's insane.
Yeah, they definitely took what didn't work with they took what worked with the Wii U, kind of the prototype gamepad and away from TV, and they kind of just did everything right that the Wii U did wrong. And you could tell. I remember it was October, I think it was 2016, just from that first marketing video they did with like all the adults doing like college things and playing sports. Like you could just tell from the marketing right off the bat, like something was a little different with the Switch compared to its predecessor.
Oh, there's no question. No question.
Because if you watch the Wii U commercials, it was like those cheesy Walmart commercials where like, "Mom and Dad, can you buy this for me for?" That was the marketing for the Wii U. You could tell it was different right off the bat with the Switch. So.
Yeah, because actually, when they dropped the trailer for the Switch, I can't believe it's like over 3 years old now. But
yeah,
just imagine if they didn't drop the Breath of the Wild trailer along with the Switch. Do you think things would have been different?
Helped.
I mean, do you
Possibly
think
a little bit, but having a killer app like that for the launch like that definitely helped.
But just imagine if they didn't drop the trailer for like any Zelda trailer.
Yeah.
Do you think the Switch still could have sold?
I think it could have, but I think really the Zelda game carried a lot of that momentum forward, honestly.
Agreed. Which I did buy thanks to people at PSBG. Shout out to them over on the Discord side. I actually ran a poll on Twitter a while back on I actually put 4 games together. I think Breath of the Wild was one of them. And when I got the voting tally, when everything was all said and done, Breath of the Wild won by a mile. So everybody's just like, bam, I gotta get this, because I put a Twitter poll out there. Hey, what Switch games should I get next? And then Breath of the Wild was just bam, majority winner by a mile. Even overtook like Smash Brothers Ultimate, Mario Kart. Oh my god, it was nuts.
Yeah, I'm still in shock they're doing a direct sequel. They almost never do that. It's like Final Fantasy, where the games are all disconnected, except for similar themes. So I can't wait to get more details on that.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you this right now. So any news on Breath of the Wild 2 sequel, like a trailer maybe at the end of the year?
No, not since E3 of last year.
Because remember the game was still in development, so it's gonna take like some time for them to actually figure out all the kinks and glitches and broken stuff, and just like make all the levels and all that jazz, and to make it into a fine game. And we were discussing about and I was gonna say we were discussing about the PS5's Unreal Engine 5, but we were discussing about this earlier with toxic people saying like, oh, there was no video games shown at Summerfest, blah blah blah. If we don't have these sort of graphics and Unreal Engines like the next gen, there would be no video games. I'm just, like I said, I just threw that out there. That is 100% true.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, back to the question here. So Penguin, what do you think? Any news on a sequel maybe later this year?
I think you will eventually, but at the same token, if they want to just get hype done, don't mention that you're going to drop a trailer for it or anything, and just do it, because the fan base is going to find it, and then that's when people are going to go
data
nuts.
miners. That's where they come in.
Yeah.
It's just the same with every single game, like Zelda, Pokemon. Actually, with Pokemon Sword and Shield, there's been
so ruined by data miners the last few generations.
Oh yeah, and there's videos for days on how people exploit stuff, which is just nuts.
Yeah. They wisely kept all the new mythicals and legendaries as DLC, so they couldn't be data mined, thankfully.
Yep.
But it's not just with the Nintendo games nowadays. Call of Duty Zombies was just so toxic with data mining. Penguin knows this. You had these people.
One in particular.
Matt's favorite person of all time. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, people would solve Easter eggs in not even 12 hours, after the map came out. Back in the day, it would be I don't know, I would say maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, somewhere around there. But now you got all these data miners, and like I said, not just with zombies, obviously. Like I said, Pokemon, even Animal Crossing's kind of, people are trying to exploit that in a lot of ways too, which is, they time travel, they try to get unlimited Nook Miles tickets, they get unlimited bells.
Yeah, there's another duplication glitch I think that people just discovered.
If it's not one duplication glitch, it's another.
Yeah, they just patched one with the local multiplayer a few months ago, or weeks ago rather.
Yeah, it's just, this is the internet in a nutshell as of recently. Just imagine if there wasn't any well, see, the positives about having the internet, because you talk all these wonderful people who play the same game as you, but imagine if there was no internet. I mean, sometimes it'll be a good thing, because I guess you don't have to like worry about toxic people trying to look stuff up, but the bad news is if we didn't have the internet today, I would have never met the greatest people in my life that play video games. You guys included, but
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you had to throw that one in there real quick.
Yep, I had to throw that in there just because. But yeah, that's like the positive aspect behind that.
I get the double-edged sword nature of the internet, though.
I do too, man. I think we all do at some point of our life. But okay. But on that note, was there? I think there was something else I was going to talk about here. Oh yeah, Matt actually did send me something. Like, I know this is late. Sean, I don't know if you're a sports guy. Probably not, because I know you were saying before you were not a sports guy in Discord.
Sorry.
It's okay. But
I don't mind. We'll talk about it, but I am kind of
when you
Rebecca played Golf Story recently, I'm like, I have no idea either what you're doing. So
actually, I'm going to be honest. Golf Story is, before we move on, Golf Story is actually super, super fun. And it took me a little bit to get to the like the controls of the mechanics and all that, like hitting the ball and like not actually hitting the ball, you know, to actually the full meter, because sometimes the meter can be quite deceiving at times, which I know the games can fool you, and you got to adapt to it. But yeah, Golf Story, I actually love Golf Story personally, because I think Donnie was the one from PSVG. He was the one that kind of bought me into Golf Story. Another funny story. I put a poll out. It was, I put Golf Story and To the Moon, and I said, which game should I buy next for the Switch? It was a dead even tie. So I ended up buying both games. So, not regretting that. Like I said, sometimes, you know, ties can turn into good situations sometimes, and it was just it was a blessing in disguise in a way. But, yeah, go back to Golf Story. That game, the lines, the story, it's very humorous. It's so damn funny. Like, if I wanted to replay that game again, I definitely would. For sure, like...
Yeah, it looked like fun, and like I know people say it appeals to people like me who aren't usually sports fans, but like the art style, the simple art style, the writing looked really snappy and witty, so I try to tune into her sessions, and it was a lot of fun watching her.
I do. Shout out to Rebecca, aka Forrest Minish, the realest of MVPs.
That's right.
The next, excuse me, the next Masters champion. Actually, it kind of makes me want to play golf again, but hey, Mario Golf remastered on the Switch. Let's make it happen.
Yep, there you go.
Oh my god, Mama Bug just said in the back, it's a sunny day! But, sorry, my throat's kind of acting up. I don't know what's going on.
Get that
but,
golf ball out of there.
Yeah, I do have a golf ball in my throat. It's not a baseball, it's a golf ball. But, yeah, if you guys want to go play Golf Story, I definitely would recommend playing it. I would say, 8.5 out of 10. Storyline's great. If you love golf games like I do, go play it. And I was talking about this a couple weeks ago. I know I mentioned this, so if you guys haven't played Golf Story on the Switch, if you want something to play, just like something different, go play it. I'm dead serious. Like, if you actually enjoy these funny stories, if you enjoy it's like an RPG-ish golf game kind of sort of sense in a way. If you guys like those, this is the game for you. And if I said, if you don't,
funny.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
cut you off there.
no, go ahead.
I was actually saying in her Forest Finish her last stream that she was doing, I was saying that Golf Story reminded me a lot of the I don't know if you remember Camelot, who does the Golden Sun series and like the Mario Tennis.
Yeah,
series.
Mario Tennis.
They
I
put
actually did
out-
own that. Hmm.
Yeah, I actually used to play tennis a lot. It's the one sport I was pretty invested in as a kid, and I really liked Mario Tennis. But anyway, I digress. Gold Story reminded me a lot of the original Game Boy and Game Boy Advance Camelot Sports Mario games on the on the portable system.
I remember those too.
Yeah, like I remember you could transfer your overpowered characters to the 64 games as well.
Just to have them like, especially on Mario Tennis 64 where their serve smash is just like...
Alex and Harry, that's who it was.
Yeah, just where they have like over 155 miles per hour, like pink smash, just like bam, and you couldn't even stop it. That would be that OP.
because their RPG stats would translate right to the 64 game too. It was funny.
All right, so I wanna throw this out here. So just a quick. I know you guys have obviously Sean's played Mario Tennis 64 on the 64, which I've played it obviously. Penguin, have you played it? Before I ask my question.
There's a bear shit in the woods.
All right, there you go. Oh, Penguin and his humor. But favorite character, barring the Game Boy characters, you could transfer on Mario Tennis. I'm just kind of curious. I want to see something.
I don't know, I mainly played with. I want to say I played with Mario majority of the time, because back then I was one of those like I want to play with the main hero, which Mario was the hero, so that's mainly who I played as.
You just went to it and just went all around like Mario, just Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, so I can't really give input on that one.
All right, so my favorite character, I'll go next here. My favorite character to use was Donkey Kong Jr. The way you unlocked him on there, it was just, I think you had to like win on a Star Cup, like on the hardest difficult. I think it was that or doubles. I'm not sure how exactly, but the way you unlocked him was super challenging. But it was so worth unlocking him because he had like more power than anything, but he was actually kind of quick moving too. So he would do these like powerful, pink smashes, and he'd be insane. Like he would be like one of my favorite characters to use. And I'm not talking about Diddy Kong. We're talking about like the original. Sean knows who I'm talking about. The original Donkey Kong Jr. Yes, that's who I would use in Mario Tennis 64.
Anymore.
Yeah, rest in peace. He's forever in our hearts. But who's your character, Sean? Just wondering.
I used to play as technique characters, so I think I mostly played as Peach and Daisy, if I remember correctly. Being able to place the shots exactly where you wanted them in the court, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I think my technique person was Waluigi if I wanted to go that route. Because Waluigi's the man. I don't even care that
he made his debut there. So.
He did. Yeah, because I think the second game was Mario Party 3. I think that was his second game, and then the first one was tennis, and the second was Mario Party 3.
He was created as a rival to Luigi.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, Luigi needed that rivals, and then bam, a meme and a character and a badass character was created.
And now all these kiddies can spam Sakurai all day on Twitter about Waluigi and Smash.
Oh my god. Yeah, speaking of Sakurai, yeah, because because I was looking at the new Smash DLC, because I think they're actually going to drop that sooner than expected, from what I've been seeing and hearing on the Twitters and the Facebooks and the Instagrams of life, which I
believe it.
Like I said,
I'll leave y'all to the rest of the cast. I gotta go and do something before I go to bed.
Alrighty, that's fine, Penguin. Yeah, follow Penguinator on Twitter. If you guys haven't seen Penguinator's drawing of Zamazenta on Twitter, definitely go check that out. I retweeted it. Excuse me. I retweeted it the other day. If you guys want to check that out on my Twitter, it's actually pretty beast. Donkey Kong from the hit. Donkey Kong. Wait, Donkey Kong Math was a thing? I did not know that was a thing. Was it actually a thing?
Yeah. But I'll catch you later.
All right. Yeah. See you later, Penguin. Thank you for stopping by. But Donkey Kong Math, I don't remember that. Like, when was this?
I vaguely recall. I mean, they had a lot of weird educational games. Like, I remember I had Mario Teaches Typing on my old PC way back when I was a kid.
There was a lot of bootleg Mario games.
Some of them were actually officially licensed, weirdly enough.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it, but at the same time, it's just like there's these like weird Mario games. Like sometimes there will be some where you will remember, but then at the same time, it's just like there'll be some games that are just all of a sudden, bam, don't remember. Donkey Kong Jr. Math on the well, it sounds familiar. I think see. Here's the funny story on that. My first console, it was not Nintendo related. My first console was a Sega Genesis. And then it transitioned to Nintendo, the Brick, Game Boy, where I owned all these games. Like there was just, I started on Sega. People are gonna be like, "What? Kyle the Pug started on Sega?" I did start on Sega. So yeah, little fun fact about it. Then it transitioned to the golden age of video games on Nintendo 64, and then I wanted a GameCube, but I ended up getting a PS2 instead, which, like I said, that's fine. I'll try something new and different. Then it went from PS3, obviously I have a PS4, and now here I am back on the Switch. Like I said, I'm back home, like I mentioned years ago with my trailer. If you guys, that was the trailer, Kyle the Pug comes home, gets a Nintendo Switch. Bam, there you go. Easier said than done. But, yeah, ARMS character, Smash Brothers. Yeah, like I said, if you guys haven't heard about that, if you guys have been living under a rock this whole time, I would definitely, like I said, go check out what's up, because you never know when Nintendo's going to drop something nowadays, because they're just going to be like, whoosh, right in your face.
Yeah, they kind of just shadow drop things now.
Yeah, it's actually, that's kind of good, though, in a way, just so nobody can data mine anything.
Yeah.
You started on the Atari 26. Oh, dang, that's Atari. That's way back when. That's like the old school video games. That was like way back when. But
yeah, I had it. My dad had it in a television when I was very young.
Yeah. And like I said, I think my first ever games, like I had Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and then my other games were, I think it was PGA Tour 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, PGA Tour 1 and 2. Like I said, love golf games. And as I said, golf games are a treasure. Golf games are literally a treasure. And like I said, I've owned, like I said, Mario Golf, Tiger Woods. Actually, yeah, Tiger Woods was super fun. Tiger Woods was probably like one of the like this was like on PS2, PS3 days. So buying those games was like an absolute treasure. But if you guys don't like golf games, that's okay. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Gas wanted to know if I listened to Rush. I don't know who Rush is. Oh, okay. Mama Pug says it's like an old rock band. Okay. So yeah, you're talking about like old. That's like years ago. Mama Pug dropping the knowledge. Thank you for that. That was like way back when. But yeah, thank you for that. So that, what was it, like 60s, 70s? Like 70s to 80s. Okay, that kind of seems about that range, kind of. Okay, but yeah, Mama Pug, the realest of MVPs, ladies and gentlemen. Mama Pug just said thank you, and yeah, she knows who Tom Nook is now.
That's a good thing. I feel like everyone knows who he is now.
Yeah, and I actually promised my mom for her birthday, I'm actually gonna get her a Tom Nook mug for just to put her coffee in and tea in and all that jazz. Awesome. Yeah, so actually my original plan was just to try to get her that for Mother's Day, but then she's like, "Oh no, just hold on to your money, and if everything goes back to normal," which probably I know with this pandemic, like, what is normal anymore? But yeah, I'm keeping my promise. I'm gonna get her that mug. She needs a Tom Nook mug in her life, and every time I play Animal Crossing, she's like, "Oh look, I want to see Tom Nook," and I'm like, "Fine." Go inside the town hall and like, bam, there he is, right in the. What kind of? I know Tom Nook's more of like a raccoonish sort of creature, isn't he? Like,
he's a tanuki, a Japanese.
Tanuki. Okay.
Creature.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, tanuki. That's what it is. It's like
more westernized as a raccoon, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I had to look. I almost wanted to look that up.
Yes, they're known for other features, which are not exactly kid-friendly, but yeah, that tends to get glossed over in the West.
Gotta give it up to COD, dude's got his own. Oh, are you talking about Nightbot? Actually, true story. Like on my YouTube streams, I used to have Pugbot, but obviously the YouTube gaming, I forgot what it was. Was it yeah, Fuzzbot? That's what it was. So had Fuzzbot. That's where I created Pugbot on my YouTube channels, which was it was a pug with a smiling. You know, anybody ever seen the what was it? What was the Dentist Sticks commercial with the human teeth with the pug? Was that it? Was that it? I'm trying to remember which one it was, but
yeah,
it had it.
Dentist Sticks.
Yeah, it was Dentist Sticks where it had the pug where he just like, yeah, you just like smiled back and forth. But yeah, that's where the pug actually originated from. Was that? But I'll just tell you right now that there should be a way to transfer Pugbot over Twitch. That's because we haven't gotten anybody together as of lately. Like everybody's been like working and such, so it's hard to do Jackbox again. But I'm gonna try to find a way to get back to Jackbox when I can. So I know it's hard, it's tough, real life stuff. We gotta take care of some things, but we just gotta do what we gotta do. But I will definitely bring Jackbox back though. I'm not completely abandoning it. Don't worry. Because he's like, oh, I used to do Jackbox. No, I still do. I'm just trying to get everybody together, and I'm trying to see what Dan's been up to. I know Matt's got his kids he's got to take care of over the weekend. Sometimes Penguin works over the weekends. Like I said, you know, I'm trying to get everybody together. And if anybody wants to play Jackbox with me on YouTube, just, like I said, go subscribe to my channel. And yeah, like I said, you're working 50 hours. Like I said, it's hard to do now. Everybody be working nowadays, so that's why I've kind of not completely passed on the Saturday streams, but I know everybody wants to see them. But one way or another, I will try to get to that. So, Sean, you should join Jackbox, dude. It's actually super fun. Every time
my
we play.
brother introduced me a few years ago. I had a lot of fun. I think the second one was the last one I played.
Yeah, so I own Jackbox 3, 4, and 6. So
awesome. Yeah, I would love to join.
Yeah, like I said, hopefully when we get all the boys together. So, like I said, I'll usually leave links in the Discord when I'm live on YouTube and all that. But every Saturday, I used to do them every Saturday night when everybody would be available. But like I said, like I mentioned before, nowadays it's just like nobody's available now, and it's hard for me. And I don't like doing streams by myself unless I'm like doing a solo run of something, or maybe like playing solo Overwatch ranked matches on Twitch or something. But actually, I don't really stream a lot of Overwatch anymore because my view count's been kind of down the drain a little bit. Because I don't know, it's just I just kind of stopped streaming it just because I used to stream it with my brother like for a few hours, but then it just like kind of tanked a little bit on my end. So like I said, I still do streams every now and then for maybe Overwatch. Maybe I might bring that back. I don't know yet. But hopefully, if you guys want to see it, like I said, just let me know. Just let me know. But on that note, anything else you want to add, Sean? What you been up to, man? Real quick.
Besides working, I know that was
besides working.
Yeah. Honestly, I've been getting a lot of beat 'em ups. I've been playing a lot of River City Girls, which is kind of a hidden gem on. Been playing on the Switch, and then I just
you were telling me that like a while back.
Yeah, it's just nice to see that genre make a comeback. And I haven't played a whole lot of it. I just got Streets of Rage 4 too, which I love the hand-drawn art style. The soundtrack is pretty dope.
I have a friend that has that on the PS4. Actually, people have been getting it for the Switch and the PS4.
Yeah, it runs nicely on the Switch.
Oh,
too.
You know what just dawned on me? Oh my god, I almost forgot about this. I literally just was thinking about something. I don't remember what it was. Now I actually want to talk about it now, like real quick. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Oh my god, that was the thing I was going to mention. Holy criminy. Like, I was literally thinking about something, don't remember what it was, and then all of a sudden, bam, there we go, it just popped in my head. I am enthralled that game's getting remastered on PS4 and Switch. Streets of Rage 4 is on the Game Pass. Is it really?
What are you talking about for like? I downloaded it, but for Xbox and
yeah,
PC.
I was gonna say like Xbox and all that. So
It's fine though. I play my Switch portably so much, so I didn't mind spending like 20 bucks on the Switch, to be honest.
But yeah, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Oh my god, that actually did get announced like way earlier last week too. I used to mess around with the underground version of that. But you remember when you actually play? I don't know if you remember this one, but where you played as Iron Man. There's a way you can unlock Iron Man on Tony Hawk's Underground.
My friend had it. Yeah.
Yeah, that game was literally the shit. It was awesome. I could definitely go back and like play that. Well, I mean, I played a little bit of it, but I'm pretty excited that they're actually getting remastered versions for it for the PS4 and the Switch. Which I don't know what console I'm gonna buy it for. That's the problem, because I have a PS4 and I also have a Switch.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's funny. People have been complaining a lot, I've seen, about remasters, but I really don't mind them so much, especially if it's for younger generations who didn't get a chance to, don't have a chance to own the hardware that they were originally on. So, yeah, to me, it doesn't hurt, and it's just another way for people to experience older games.
Yeah, and like I was saying, earlier, those games, like everybody, especially when I was in high school, like people used to love bringing, Tony Hawk games. People will have like little mini skateboard, what were they called? Tech decks, I think, where they were, because majority of everybody I knew had that. Just brought those to school in class when they just got bored, just like, just messed around with like skateboards and everything. There's just had free time. That's all everybody would do. And then even people in real life would like still try to like, do the whole skateboarding biz and just try to imitate all the moves. But it's funny when they fall flat on their face and I can just laugh at them. But no, other than that, it's.